Back to Cyrus Webb Presents. Glad you all could join us for another inspiring show. Well, 2020 is almost over. We've been able to share with you all hundreds of stories this year of individuals who've been able to not only do work that they love, but also inspire us along the way. Our next guest is no different. I'm excited to welcome back author and life coach and someone I'm glad to call my friend, Lisa W. Beckwith. Lisa is celebrating another big year with a big book called God is Carrying Me, I Am His Warrior. We'll talk to her about that, but also about the year that's been 2020 for her, what it's been like for her to do work that she loves, and of course, you guys know how to stay connected with her as she's moving forward. Hello to you, Antoine. Hope all is well with you, man. Hey, Tino Radio. Hope all is well with you. If you guys are not following Lisa, we'll definitely let you know how to stay connected with her. I'm excited to be working with her heading into 2021. So a lot of great things are to come. But I think you guys will be really inspired by this conversation. I had a chance to interview Lisa on Conversations Live, the radio show, recently. You guys can find that in the link in my bio if you're joining us on Instagram. And what is so great about Lisa is she keeps it real. She lets you guys know not only about the challenges she has faced, but what has helped her to overcome them and how she's able to help other people along the way. There is Lisa. Going to go ahead and bring her in. And again, if you guys are not, I'll be letting you guys know, of course, all the places you can find her, as well as, of course, how you can get her book as well. And there she is. Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
It is good to see you again, my friend.
It is great to see you also. How's it going today?
Going really well. You know, Lisa, it's so funny because you and I had a chance to meet each other in person, which seems like a decade ago, the way this year has been, right? But it's so good to catch back up. First of all, let's start where we are.
Okay.
Tell us what the year has been like for you when it comes to 2020.
Surprises. It has been... It has been some surprises. It has caused me to really be more transparent and just understanding that things happen in life. 2020, you know, 2020 is a shock, has been a shocker for a lot of people, including myself. Right. But you just have to keep a level head in the midst of the storm.
So true. Now, Lisa, you and I connected, first of all, through your first book, Food for Life. And again, if you guys have not picked that book up, definitely make sure you guys get it on Amazon. But now you have a new book appropriately entitled, God is Carrying Me, I Am His Warrior. So I want to talk about the growth of Lisa W. Beckwith from book 1 to book 2. What has that been like for you to see how you have changed yourself in spite of what's been happening around you?
Well, it has shown me that I have changed. You know, I have matured in a lot of ways. Food for Life was definitely a book to self-help with your different stages of life. And this book is totally different. It deals with me directly, personally. It's really not about anybody else. It's about what happened to Lisa. And in that, it allowed me to really strip myself and then clothe myself. And now I clothe myself stronger with my spirit man than my natural man. Yeah.
Lisa, this is what's so interesting, though, and I hope our audience gets this, because I think this is such an important point. You just said something, but there will be people, and I'm sure you've heard this, you and I haven't talked about it, that have read the new book, you know, God is Carrying Me, and felt like that is their story.
Okay.
What has that been like for you to know that you're able to connect with people through experiences as well as showing them, just like you got through, that they can get through?
Well, honestly, you want to be an influencer, you know, in generally speaking.
Right.
But when this happened, this is not something that I wanted to be a part of my life, to be in comparison with someone, but it caused me to be humble to know I'm not alone. So to understand that hearing news that you don't want to hear, you still have to find a way to be positive and have hope in the midst of anything that you're going through. And that was my heartfelt desire to do this book, because otherwise I wouldn't have never shared my story. I was spirit led to share this story. And in doing that, I had to really break my own pride, you know, and to be able to release the story. Because once I knew everything was okay with me, I just wanted to say, okay, let me keep it moving. But, you know, it's more than me. And my daughter helped me to realize that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about purpose for a minute. Lisa, we're going to circle back around to God is Carrying Me because I think the two are going to be definitely connected. You know, I introduce you as an author and life coach. Have you always known that you are meant to inspire, motivate, and to push others?
Well, I have heard that a lot, because when people come to me, they say they feel comfortable to share, and then they just open up and pour out. So I do feel like I have been that energy and channel for people to share and be comfortable in sharing. So when the title of life coaching was formed, it wasn't as though it was foreign to me because it's a naturalness for me to encourage and help people in spite of a situation.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting hearing you talk about the difference that you saw between Food for Life and God is Carrying You. I have to tell you, as a reader, though, Lisa,
okay,
you gave us so much of yourself in Food for Life, as you were, I think, helping other people, which is why I think people feel exactly what you just said. They feel like they can talk to you because you did share layers of yourself, and what you had gone through and what kind of put you in a position as an authority then to talk to other people about that space. So let's talk about the gift of that, because I think even as we go back to 2020 and what 2020 has been like for so many people, this has been a hard year for a lot of people.
Right.
However, I've also heard people say they've had a lot of revelations through this year and shown them what they can come through. Is that what you want viewers to know, that yes, there may be challenges, but just like you came through, that they can come through as well?
Yes, because 2020 is still a clear vision for us. So it showed us honestly that we can't really survive. We need someone to carry us. And no matter who we are, no matter what positions we have, no titles or anything blocked COVID from happening. And because of that, it will give us a humbleness to understand that life is purposed, life has storms, and life also brings us the rainbow and we can see the sun again. And that is the encouragement that I always want to re-emphasize. Yes, trials come, but so does victory at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever have a why me moment, Lisa, this year? Did you have a moment? I've been hearing on the radio show sometimes people, as they're kind of faced with things, people asking, why me? Or what am I supposed to learn from this? Did you have a moment like that?
Honestly, I didn't, because why not me? Because and I mean that sincerely. Like it's really why not me? When it happened and when I heard the news, I was like, who, me? It was unbelievable to hear, but never questioning, because it's a lot of women that go through the storm that I went through. And it's also a lot of women who have gone through more things stronger than I have. So I am grateful for coming out of it, but there are so many women who I hear their stories and my heart really is like, oh my God, so, the worst thing can happen, but God allows the best outcome from it. And I feel that my best outcome was me keeping my faith in him and knowing that he knows what he's doing with Lisa. Lisa doesn't know. So I didn't know this was coming. I would have, did a detour, or, did something else different. Say, no, don't do that, but it didn't happen that way. So I had to allow my faith to carry me through this. So, that is what I hope for anyone going through. They may not go through what I've gone through, but it's something that life will cause you to use the lemon, see the lemon, turn the lemon into lemonade, and walk in the victory that you have.
Yeah, what a great lesson. For those who are just tuning in, you're watching Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm here with the one and only author and life coach, Lisa W. Beckwith.
Hello.
If you guys are following her on Instagram, she is Beckwith for Life. We'll remind you of that. If you're watching us on YouTube or on Facebook, we'll also let you guys know how to stay connected with her. We're talking with her about the year that's been 2020, as well as her two books, Food for Life, which is an acronym, LIFE. You have to get the book to find out what that is.
Yeah.
And also her new book simply called God is Carrying Me. But then the subtitle of the book is interesting, Lisa. I Am His Warrior.
Yes.
Now that to me, when I think warrior, I think battle.
Yes.
I think ready to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk to you about what that's like for you to take on. What is it like for you to look in the mirror and see yourself as a warrior?
Well, when I committed my life at an early age, I was 19, and it was a transformation for me. When I committed my life at that point, I became beyond who I am. And that caused me to dig deeper in who I serve. And to know that the warrior is not an anger battle, it's really a faith battle. It was okay for me to walk in because it cost me, my war battle is my faith. And that's what I battle. And know that I am a strong warrior because I do walk by my faith and not by what I see, because our five senses are natural for us and they can fear us. They can cause us to be traumatized. So I always allow myself to let my sixth sense overtake anything else that I go through. So that's where warrior comes to me at, I'm fighting, but I'm fighting in my spirit realm and not in the natural, because I'll lose in the natural. Because I'm if you know me, I'm nervous about everything. If I see a bug, I'm like, oh my God. So this really does show the faith warrior that I'm speaking of when I say I am his warrior.
Yeah. So is that kind of what, even though it is a personal message then, Lisa, is that kind of what you hope the reader to be able to look at themselves, look in the mirror and be able to say as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you change before yourself. So you may not see yourself the way you used to see yourself.
Yeah.
The condition sometimes gives a woman a whole nother look. It did for me, and you have to be strong and not weak in what you see, and know that it's not defining who you are as a person.
Yeah. Let's unwrap that a little bit more, because that is an interesting thing to say, especially in the world that we live in today, right, Lisa? Even before 2020, I think there was so much pressure on people to be looked at a certain way, right? Or to see themselves as a certain way. Has this year helped you to be more comfortable with just who you are?
Well, it's just not this year,
Okay.
I've always been comfortable in who I am. I just struggle with others seeing my comfort and not being intimidated by it, because sometimes people look at kindness as weakness, and then when they see the tenacity come out in me, they're like, who is this? But so I do walk in that wisdom as far as knowing the differences between the two.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned to the audience, I'm excited about working with you going into 2021, Lisa. They have spread the word. And it's interesting, too. And that's why, I tell people that God really gave me the gift for listening. I can talk, but I like to listen. And one thing that I've noticed about you in a conversation you and I had just a few days ago, you have gone through a journey this year. You've gone through life experiences. You've learned things this year, but you are also letting other people know they're not alone, not just with this book, but talk to our audience about what you're doing online, because I think this is exciting too. On Facebook, you've created a community. Talk to us about that community.
Well, the community that I create, we all have to give back in some form or fashion. Some people can't financially be a part of my program. So I like to share information that I feel like are nuggets for people, and be an encouragement for others. So I have a life coaching network called the Life Saving Journey. So I just decided to go ahead and have a daily, asking different questions, fun questions, life questions, challenging questions, and just being transparent with who I am. Because, people pour into life coaches and they don't see that life coaches may need to pour into them as well. So this has helped me to show people I'm human. You know, I like what you like. I might not like what you like, but it's okay because we're different. And we just like the differences of one another without judgment.
Yeah. Hello to you, Leslie. Hello to you, Marcus. Thank you all for joining us. Hello to you. We have some international people joining us today, Lisa, as well.
Wonderful.
Hello to you, Kelvin. Thank you so much for being on with us. Again, Lisa W. Beckwith is an author and life coach. We're talking with her about her year that's been 2020, but also her 2 books, Food for Life, L-I-F-E, it's an acronym, and also her new book is God is Carrying Me, I Am His Warrior. Both of them are available on Amazon.com. So this year is quickly rounded up. It's so funny, Lisa. Every Friday, I take my mom grocery shopping because she has vertigo. She can't drive.
Okay.
So when I'm in town, I take her grocery shopping, and I take her normally go get something to eat. And I noticed a sign of the window say they were going to be closed next Friday. I'm like, what's next Friday? And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I mean, so really this year, I mean, is almost over. What are you looking forward to in 2021?
Well, you know, the same thing I was looking for when it was 2019 going into 2020. I'm looking for newness, you know, newness in many ways. And as our newness in 2020 it appears to be a lot more tragedy than successful stories. But if we dig deep, we'll find that 2020 has strengthened us. It did not weaken us because we're still here. And to know that we came from January and we're seeing December speaks a lot of volume that we still have purpose. And for those who did not survive 2020, I have silent moments and in prayer for the families, because this is a exit that a lot of people left without being beside someone. And I can relate to that because during my surgery, I had so many family members and friends who wanted to be there, but could not be there because of the pandemic. But it drew me closer to my Creator. So when I say we're never alone, I'm not really necessarily always talking about a person. We spiritually are never alone in the midst of the hardships of life.
Great reminder, Lisa, for sure. Again, everyone, Lisa W. Beckwith has been our guest. Lisa, I've been mentioning the book titles, but you also have a website. Let our audience know where to find you and how they can stay connected with you.
Yes, my website is lisabeckwith.com, and all of my handles are up there, and you can reach me through Conversations Live as well. And those are the main platforms for me.
All right. Well, Lisa, as I said, I'm excited about working with you going into 2021. Definitely excited about opening up some virtual doors for you to be able to do speaking and to be able to share what you've been able to learn. And looking forward to our next conversation together, Lisa.
I am excited. Always excited to talk with you. You remember when I first started, I was a nervous wreck, but
you are a pro now.
I take deep breaths and I say I'm in good hands. So
well, I appreciate that. That means a lot. That means a lot. Again, everyone, lisabeckwith.com is that website. So make sure you guys are staying connected with Lisa. Connect with her too through her books. Her books, again, they're Food for Life, L-I-F-E, as well as God is Carrying Me, I Am His Warrior. Both of those are available through Amazon.com. I appreciate you all watching this episode of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one.